Hello and welcome to Behind the Lines. I'm Diane Dayton. Today it's such an important topic, how to end world hunger. Yes, there is a way to do it and we're going to tell you all about that. Blessings of Hope is what's doing that right now. And with us is David Lapp. You are the CEO. Thank you for being here. And no stranger to our set is Bill Hager, your Ministry Relations Director. What does that entail?
That really entails reaching out to churches and shelters, halfway houses, anyone who distributes food or has an outreach program and needs food. And many, many people still don't know about us.
Okay.
A lot do, but many don't.
And that's why we're here. Because Blessings of Hope started in 2006, is that correct?
2006, we started in a three-car garage in Farmersville, south of Ephrata, sorry.
Okay.
And 2010, we moved into our first warehouse. It was a 3,600 square foot room, but we told the landlord that we only need half the room because it was way bigger than what we needed at the time.
Okay.
And we had just committed to packing 7 boxes a week for a local pastor. And at that time, it would take us all day to pack 7 boxes. And now on a packing shift, I think they can pack around 1,500 boxes in a 2-hour shift. So.
Wow.
Things have come a long way since 2006.
Okay, so we've looked at this, but I want to know, let's go way back. How did your background is Amish? You have 2 brothers and it was a brother-in-law?
Aaron Fisher's a brother-in-law, is my brother Jake.
Okay. So the 4 of you got this idea. How? Why? How did this happen?
Well, part of the backstory is Aaron Fisher grew up in a family where his dad was in a wheelchair.
Okay.
And somebody would bring them a box of food every few weeks. And Aaron had a passion to help people, as a way to give back. And in his mind, he thought that meant, owning a big business, writing out a check a few times a year, and feeling good about what he's doing.
Right.
2005, we got excommunicated from the Amish church, old order Amish horse and buggy. And we went on a spiritual journey, and we just didn't fit the box anymore. So through that, we started a ministry called Light of Hope Ministries, which Light of Hope's focus was more on counseling and community, reaching out to different communities. But we had a need within the group for food because we had just started out in ministry. We came from I had a farming background. Aaron and Steve and Jake had business backgrounds, started in ministry, and I remember times we had a $30 grocery budget for the week, and that was beyond what we got through other food banks. And Aaron would usually help with an outreach in Harrisburg. He would bring some food along home, and Aaron's the kind of guy that he sees an opportunity in everything he sees. It's just who he is,
Right.
and he's starting telling the ministry director at Bethesda Missions in Harrisburg, he's saying, you need a big warehouse where you can bring more volume in and make it available to people that need it. And a week later, the ministry director called him into his office. He said, Aaron, when are you starting this warehouse? And Aaron looked at him. He's like, me? I'm not planning on starting a warehouse. I thought I was giving you vision. But then the director told him, he said, last week he turned down a semi-truckload of cheese and it went to the landfill.
Wow.
And he said he wanted 2 skids of it, but he couldn't take the full load. And if you can't take the full load, you don't get your 2 skids. So he said, we need this warehouse way more than you have any idea because all these large warehouses have truckloads of food available, but they don't want to deal with 50 organizations every day. It's a hassle. It's a liability for them. It's cheaper to just send it to the landfill and pay the disposal fees.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How does that end up in that warehouse to begin with?
Well, if you think about a 100,000 square foot facility where they're moving 50, 100 semi-truckloads of fresh produce a day.
Right.
They have their customers that they want to serve with plenty of product.
Okay.
They're going to have product that hits a point where retail no longer wants to buy it.
Gotcha.
So it's not a waste product. It's product that they could sell to retail yesterday, but it's too ripe for retail store to buy it, put it on their shelves, customer to take it home. So they got to move it on. They got to go somewhere with it.
Okay.
And if they dispose of the product, they're paying to dispose of it. If they donate it, they can actually take a tax write-off for it.
Yeah.
Because they're giving it back to the community.
Well, this is a win-win.
And it is. And we get into a warehouse up in Pottsville area that's like 1.5 million square foot. And if you take a semi truckload of food out of that warehouse, guess who's going to miss it? Absolutely nobody.
Right.
It's a small corner of this one room. They had 26 pallets of product they had to go somewhere with. We can take it in at Blessing of Hope, and we can make it available to over 1,000 organizations to choose 2 boxes, half a skid, whatever volume they can use.
Wow. This has really snowballed and grown,
It
hasn't
has.
it?
It has, yeah. Yeah.
Who would have thought in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So how did you handle this? I mean, this was a real, it's a mission of love, too, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And I'm sure it wasn't easy, but you were, the more you give and the more you get back.
Yeah, I mean, the more we're researching, the more we're digging into the statistics, the more we're seeing there's an unlimited amount of food available. Wow. According to the USDA website, 30 to 40% of everything that's produced in America is wasted, of food.
Say that again.
USDA website states that 30 to 40% of all food produced in America is wasted. Now, I believe if the federal government admits to 40%, it's probably at least that, because that's not a statistic to be proud of.
No.
And I've heard that the food waste in America would feed everybody that's hungry 4 times over.
Oh my.
The food waste. We're not looking to produce additional product. We're looking at product that's already produced, that is currently being wasted, utilizing it for the people that need it.
Of course, I'm going, okay, why hasn't somebody done this before, if this is the case? But here you are.
Yeah.
And you're doing it. And it's literally exploding, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of our biggest challenges we have is how fast can we afford to give away free food?
And?
We have costs involved in bringing it in,
Okay.
warehousing it,
Yep.
and distributing it.
Okay.
How fast can we afford to give away free food?
Okay.
That's our challenge.
Yeah.
How fast can we build the infrastructure that we need to bring more volume of food in to distribute it for a greater impact?
Okay. Wealth Builders plays a part.
We got connected to Wealth Builders in 2018 in Denver, Colorado, Billy and Becky Epperhart. And Billy Epperhart is currently the CEO at Andrew Womack Ministries in Colorado. And they helped us develop a mindset of trusting God through the process. And if you see an opportunity and you feel like God's calling you to it, you can try to convince God that He's crazy and there's no way you can do it. Or you can say, okay, Lord, show us how to walk this out. Show us how to take that next step.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely amazing what God can do if we let Him. And I believe most limitations are self-imposed, that we look at a situation, we say, well, we could never do that.
Right.
And then our mind never starts thinking that direction, that we start figuring out how to do it, and we never do it.
Right.
So we have developed a mindset the last 5 years that says, okay, Lord, this is what we believe You've called us to. Show us how to do it.
Yeah. Well, you're living proof that that's
It's
happening.
do you know what a post turtle is?
No.
If you're driving down the road, you see a turtle sitting on top of a fence post.
Okay.
One thing you know, he didn't get there by himself. And that's how we feel. It's like there's no way that we figured out this business model or this organization with our 8th grade education.
Right.
We don't have college degrees. We don't even have high school diploma.
Okay.
It's God. I mean, yeah, we have business experience, but it was a faith journey of trusting God every step of the way.
And you have some sense about you too,
We do.
right? Yeah.
We tried to.
There you go.
Well, one thing that our teacher taught us is she taught us the principles of learning more than just coming up with the right answer.
Yeah.
And if you know the principles of learning, there's so many resources available that you can learn any subject you want to learn for free on the internet. But you have to understand that just because you're out of school, you're not done learning.
Right.
There's opportunities to learn every day, and if you keep advancing your education, there's always more to learn.
And that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're learning as you go.
That's right.
And it's probably astounding sometimes, isn't it?
I don't know how people feel that are watching it from the outside, but I'm involved in the middle of it every day,
Yeah.
and I'm in awe of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's just so many God moments that we experience on a regular basis, and yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, other than the hand of God, there's no explanation for
Wow.
what happened the last 5 years.
What a way to live and a difference to make
Yeah.
in the world. And the world is moving out like this too with what you're doing. The website is blessingsofhope.com. It's really easy. You can't forget that. And Bill, we will let you talk at some point. We'll let you talk.
Entirely up to you.
Yes, but I'll tell you what, I could probably do several shows with David. But we've got to take a brief pause and we come back. There is so much more we want to tell you, so stay with us.
You're watching Lancaster Community TV, LCTV 66.
Welcome back to Behind the Lines. We're talking about how to end world hunger. Blessings of Hope is a way to do this. Bill, we're going to have you say something because you didn't get to say a whole lot
You're
last
very
time.
kind.
But go ahead. You were
I
citing
wanted
something.
to express some of the examples of people coming in who have a chance to meet with us.
Okay.
And some of these stories are extraordinary. There's a ministry in New York, had no idea that they could acquire any food any place else but the grocery store.
Wow.
And this dear pastor got a hold of me and said, listen, I take 4 of my friends from my church and we go over to the Bronx and we go grocery shopping for the week and we bring food home. We prepare hot meals for 7 families in Harlem every week. And those 7 families were making a huge difference with those people.
Yeah.
I said, well, where are you getting the food now? Well, we go to the grocery store. She said, can we possibly get the food at a discount with Blessings of Hope? I said, yes. I said, we do have a modest handling fee, but the food is free no matter how you take it from us. It's always free. Dead silence.
Yeah.
I thought we lost the call. She was crying. I said, are you okay? She said, can you give me a minute?
Wow.
I said, Pastor, you take all the time you need. And 3 of them came down the next week, and they signed up with us and collected food
Wow.
from New York.
You do disaster relief too,
Yeah.
don't you?
When the freeze was down in Texas in 2021, we sent, I think it was 12 truckloads down into Texas. End of 21, when the tornadoes went through Mayfield, Kentucky, we sent, I think it was 27 loads into Mayfield. And then we realized there was a need to manage the resources that were coming into Mayfield because the local community was taking care of their own needs. And Aaron Fisher and his family were actually stationed in Mayfield from December of 21 until I think it was April of 22, where they were managing all the donations coming into Mayfield. And at one point they had about 100 semi-loads of food under tarps. And then we were able to distribute that into July of 2022. That, because there was a lot of food coming in early on, but then later, not as much. Once people sort of get over the initial shock,
Yeah.
Food quits coming in, and then what are you going to do?
Yeah.
The other place will be Ukraine. We sent 14 loads into Ukraine last year,
Wow.
just to try to help out there.
Yeah. This is amazing work that you do. Tell me the trucks that you have to do this.
Well, yeah, we have our own fleet of trucks. One of the questions at break was, do we pick up the food? About 75% of the food we pick up with our own trucks. The other 25% gets delivered to our docks. I think we have around 30 trailers, 7 road tractors, and about 15 straight trucks right now that are used to pick up food, deliver food, transport from one location to the other, whatever needs to be done. So.
Okay. So how do you pay for all of that?
Well, the handling fee model, we started in 2014 with a handling fee model where the organizations, at this point, they pay 27 cents a pound.
Okay.
And they can come in as often or as little as they want. If they want to come in every day, once a month, once a year, it doesn't matter. They select anything we have on display, and then they pay a 27 cents a pound handling fee.
Okay.
Now, the handling fee, they're not paying for the food. What they're paying for is for the service of selecting 200 different donors' product at one location at whatever volume they can use.
Okay.
That's the service that they're paying for. And then we also allow our volunteers one trip to our selection center after a volunteer shift, and they also pay a handling fee.
Okay.
At this point, the handling fee covers about 68 to 70% of our operational budget, and then the other 30% is just through fundraising.
Who can use this?
Any nonprofit that's serving the community.
Wow.
We're not open to the general public, but any nonprofit organization, Christian or non-Christian, that is serving the community, we're here to serve them.
Okay. So if someone's watching, how do they reach out to you?
They call Bill.
They call me.
Because you are the Ministry Relations Director.
You remembered. May I give the phone number?
Please.
717-278-7800. That's my direct line. You can get me through the regular
Yes.
switchboard too, but that's my direct line. And I'm on call 24/7 because hunger never takes a break. It never does. And I'm very happy to be available.
Yeah.
Now, I tell people the only reason I won't answer my phone is if I'm either on the phone or unconscious at the
Okay.
time. Otherwise,
All right, you will,
I am
you
answering
will.
my phone.
Right.
And it's just an absolute blessing to be available on the other end to help people out.
Absolutely. You were also giving some statistics when we were on break about world hunger and how we could address that.
According to our research, half of the global food waste would end world hunger. Now, world hunger is a multi-hundred billion dollar issue, right? That everybody's trying to figure out, and we're saying, according to what we're finding, I saw statistics as low as a third,
Okay.
but we're going with half. As half is by far the highest side of what I could find. So if half of the global food waste would be recovered, it would take care of world hunger. We're talking product that's already produced, that's already packaged, that's already ready to eat, that is being wasted today. If we could redirect that, divert it from the landfill to the people that need it, and utilize it, we can take care of world hunger.
What do I say? I mean, yes, we need to do this, and that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so break it down. How can we actually help? What can we do to help you do this?
I mean, volunteer, pray, donate, encouragement, share your wisdom. With opening up E-Town, we're probably looking at hiring another 60 to 80 people.
Okay.
And just share what's happening. Share what's happening at Blessings of Hope. Another thing with world hunger, I believe some of that can happen through education, and some of it through actually distributing the food.
All right.
Because if you think about an expiration date,
Yeah.
who determines the expiration date?
Yeah.
And then
And
you have your sell by, your use by, your best by, your freeze by, your I don't know what else.
Which
all
always
buys.
confuses all of us
Right,
anyway.
right.
Yeah.
Sure.
According to what I've heard, that was designed by a marketing team.
Okay.
Most people think the federal government puts that in place, but according to what I've heard, that was an idea of a marketing team, and they did a tremendous job of educating the public how to use them.
Okay.
But they don't. From what I could find, the best by date guarantees 100% freshness to that date.
Okay.
So if it's a week after expiration date, is it now trash? It might only be 99.8% fresh. In my opinion, it's not trash. It's a product that you can still utilize.
I eat it.
Now, most of the product we receive is still in date, but it's getting
Absolutely.
close to
Yeah.
expiration date.
Yeah.
And most of what we distribute can be distributed before the expiration date. Now, certain products we will go after expiration date, depending what it is.
Right.
And there's some people won't take it, some don't mind, and it's at their discretion.
Yeah, it really is. You've got locations: Leola, Lancaster, East Petersburg, Elizabethtown, and you're also in Kentucky. You were
Correct.
saying too,
Yeah.
right? And what I also found interesting, 50,000 meals bring hope to the hungry every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big number.
Yeah.
This is huge.
With that, we turn down probably close to half of what we get offered right now because we can't take the volume.
Well, we need to work on this.
and what we're seeing is, as fast as we can build infrastructure
Yep.
sustainably,
Yep.
that's how fast we can grow.
Okay.
Because the food is available, the need is there, and the question is how fast can we bridge that gap between the need and the opportunity.
Well, we're putting this out here now, right?
Yeah.
Bill?
And
Give me a comment.
let's put something else out to your
Yep.
viewers as well. Another way your viewers can help us is if they're familiar with any outreach program, maybe they have some sort of food program at their church.
Right.
Maybe they know of a shelter. If any of your viewers know of any place that right now provides meals or community handout in an outreach, the best thing they can do is get a hold of us and provide us with the name of the institution or the church and a contact and you've got my phone number now.
Yeah.
If they'll provide us with that information, I will reach out to those organizations and I promise you we will get the food.
Yeah.
That's a challenge because since we opened up here at Lancaster in August or July of last year, we have literally doubled the volume going through that facility. And Bill keeps bringing in these new organizations saying we need to serve it. We're saying we're running out of space, Bill.
We used to get excited that four new ministries would sign up in a week.
Yeah.
We're at an average of 11 now.
Okay. Oh my
Since
11.
October of last year, we've
Wow.
averaged 11 new ministers a
Wow.
week, and there's over 100 pallets a day right now that are moving through that facility. And it's
Yeah.
like, but if you walk into the facility, it's a 29,000 square foot warehouse, and that's about 2 minutes worth of food waste in the U.S.
Wow. This just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We may have to talk about this again. But anyway, blessingsofhope.com is where you need to go to find out everything about this and how you can help. And if you think of a way that you can help, reach out,
Yeah.
right? If you have an
Yeah.
idea of how you can help meet the need with what is
Yeah.
out there in any way, shape, or form. I know you're open to ideas, right?
Yeah, we are, absolutely.
Yeah, so we're going to put it out there.
Yeah, if you can help us work ourselves out of a job, praise the Lord, we'll find something else to do.
Okay, we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to do that for sure. Thank you so much, David, and thank you so much, Bill, for being here.
Well, thank
Thank
you. for
you.
having us.
Thank you for the work that you're doing in our community and beyond. It's huge and it's wonderful. Thank you for joining us today, and don't forget we can make a difference. I'm Diane Dayton with Behind the Lines, reminding you to look behind the lines. You might be surprised what you find.